to medium, that one shows it up. Okay, so there's a little change on that one. So if I do TL, it looks like that. It's still printing like that. If I go to fine, on the other hand, okay, so notice in that one, on this one, exactly that one, for some reason they had it to show up, let me see, go back to that family. All right, so one thing right here is that when you go to on the 3D, select that and make sure that the visibility graphics override allows me to see the 3D. So I'm gonna click this and I'm gonna say show it on the course view. All right. So when I load this into the model, override. Now
And
let
that
me
does
see.
it for all of them, right? Because you're doing it on the family, so you don't have to go like
Yeah,
individually.
notice right there. Now I'm in course, and that's right. They all get
Okay.
applied. So sometimes, engineers don't really like to see all the pieces, right? And so on the building section, depending on what you have, you may want to show it like this. And again, remember how we modify this so it doesn't have super heavy line weights and stuff? That would be one way to do it. But that's going in real life, okay? In reality, there's nothing solid here. There's no pochette because the floor may just be above it, okay? Like sitting on here, and we will get like open web joists or something like that. And we may have a ceiling. So there will be a void or no color in between, okay? That's when you actually create the building, like the way you have it right now. So that's something to do. So let me go to VV. Again, if I have a template, you see, let's say I'll go to the floors, all right, and I'll say the same thing, color override, and I'll just pick the same color. All right, I'll do the light one. Hit OK, hit OK. Okay, so that's that. So that takes care of my floor, right? And so if I have furniture, if I had other things in here, I would anything that I'm cutting through, you want to have a graphics override. Give me a second here. Um, yeah. So if we have this, all right. Let me put a few more things here. Let me put a like a let's see what I have, like a desk, and then whatever else you have on the model. So when I'm here, right? If I don't want to see that, you know, to show like so dark, right? Then I will also go FBB furniture, right? In here, and then I will make a half tone, right? So it looks like it's in the background. That depends on your own language, okay, and what you would like to do. So
Because
that's
the shadow is casting shadows on the furniture like onto the floor.
yeah, over
Like
here.
yeah, like under it.
Because of let me see.
Because I
Because
on my wall section the same thing
look,
happened, so
I'm
I
I'm
just
cutting right through it.
oh that's why. Okay.
So if I put it back here,
Oh, that makes sense. Because it happened in my wall section and I didn't know why, so I just hid the
yeah.
furniture
So if you're cutting right through it, then it
through
will
it.
be fine.
Okay. Got it.
So that yeah, good. So anyway, so make sure if you put it right over it, then it will be shadow because there's certain things that are hanging over here.
Yeah.
So but let's say that's there. Okay, so that looks good. So it depends on that graphic. I would try to concentrate the building sections on the overall profile of floors, walls, and roofs, and everything else should be sort of, so what's one thing here that we're missing, right? Some sort of a scale, right? So if we go to that folder on the server, and I would pick up, the right, and then I'll pick the people right here, human figures. So I'll do a couple that right there, standing, upgrade, and then you can put this in. All right. So they're walking bench, whatever. So I'll do that test, and then I'll just put him, somewhere here, whatever. Okay. So once I do that, that's the profile. Those are under Entourage. Okay. So if I go Entourage right here, and I'll make it half tone, apply, they're in a little lighter, and they give a scale. Okay, so that's something that, as much as you can, always add a little, uh, you find a little bit of dynamic. Okay, so that would really help. Okay, So once you do that, you should be good on your building sections. Similarly, okay, if the one where you have a lot of stuff in section that needs to be modified, like you may, if I had a stairs here, for example, let's put some stairs. All right, if I had a stairs here, they went up this way, finish, go to this section, right? Again, those I'm cutting through the stairs, so I would have to go to VV, stairs, right? And I would start cutting on that plane, right? And do the same thing. So in certain things, if you're not cutting through it, then don't worry. But I went notice right there, it cut the push now, the gray push on the actual cut. Okay, so sections is the one where you have to do a lot of VV. Find that what is it that you're cutting through, furniture, walls, storefronts is another one that's important. Okay, so storefronts right here to a wall. So if I am, where is it? Okay, storefront, I'll just cut through here. All right, so that one right here, right? If I go now, actually, what is it that I would need to cut through here? All right, so
Just
if
the
I
mullions.
VV, you can go to curtain, okay, curtain panel because the glass and cutting through that glass, right? So that's one that I would do there, and and so the other one is the curtain what?
Mullions.
The curtain,
Mullions.
right there, and color right there, based on the color that you pick, and then hit apply, and yeah, there you go. So it just had that color. Okay, so once that happened, okay, now I'm ready, right? I can go to, let's say these things happen also on the other side, on the other wall section. Notice over here, if I go here and cut through it, this one doesn't have the overrides or anything. So, but since I created a template, all you gotta do is go to architecture section. Well, which one did I use?
You didn't use one.
Oh, I didn't do it. Okay, good. All right, so notice what happened. Notice I did it on the other side, okay? The one that I didn't have a template. But this one has what I want. So I'm gonna go ahead and go to view. Notice the view templates, and I'm gonna say, because I use this view I'm gonna say create template from current, okay? Because I already did everything I wanted on this one. So I'm gonna say create current right there, and then I can say final section. And I can even say presentation. Maybe the other one is when I'm doing my own, drawings or just working on it. So presentation, I don't have to worry about anything. I can even change the scale here depending on whatever I need to. But now I can go to that one, to the other section, right? Select here and select my final section presentation. And that's gonna change the settings to what I have, okay? And this would change the angle of the sun, whatever setting. So make sure you do one really good floor plan that's clean. What are some of the things that we're missing here, right? I would have grids, all right, on this thing, for example, that may go along here. So with grids, guys, one of the things you can do, all right, is if you go in here, notice that is a bubble with custom gap, okay? That's one you can use. And what that does, where you go? Okay, where is it? Notice over here, okay, a few things. If you need to, if your grids are in the way of the bubble, right, one thing I can do is I can edit that, right? And notice over here on the symbol, it says grid head symbol. I can say no bubble, okay? And that would basically keep it really clean, all right? So that's one way to do it. Some people, if you don't want it to show it too much, I can go and say VV, and on the annotation, go to the grids and make it halftone as well here. So they sort of go away. All right. So you can start playing with these guys, right? And then just have it really clean. Sometimes people change the line typing here to be really thin. So ultimately we want to have enough information. So let me go here. Notice the sections don't look too good here, right? So because the grids. So again, VV, right? In this case, I don't have a template, right? So let me apply the template so I don't have to be doing it twice. So I'm gonna go here, uh, and then I can then do it on my template and change it up. So let me go to annotations, and I will go to those grids and make them, half tone. So this is doing it to both sections, to section one, and also did it to section two because now I'm working with a template. So it's really important that you use template for this part of the your final. Floor plans. Notice what I can do in the floor plan. Okay, I can go and say, since I did such a good job or terrific job on my wall and on my building sections, I can go now here and say apply template. And notice I get this, but since I already did it on the sections, I could go and say all views and pick this one, even though the other one was for a section. And maybe here I don't want to pick the scale. Let's say I don't want to change the scale, so I need to do this. Hit OK, and it does even the shadows, right? I apply the shadows here. And but if this is not the one, notice that I didn't apply a template, not definitely here. I just used
It's
it.
the
So
properties.
I can go exactly. So I just applied the properties, but I didn't put a template. So from here now, let's say I don't want shadows on this one, but notice how nice it reads, right? My stuff shows in there. Maybe the sections need to be half tone as well here. All right, section right there, half tone, right? Let's say I don't want my sections to go through that space, so I will move this here, and I can click on this little guy here, and then move those lines towards the end right there. So at least I know I'm going through there, but there's nothing in between on my things, right? Uh, so those are things that pretty much you got to think about. Notice, so I apply a lot of the templates because I already did it in one place. So if I didn't need to cut through stairs, if I didn't need to do other things, I can then modify here. And now that it's done, I can come and say, let me put a few you have other things. In this one, I would do my floor half tone in case I have different, patterns and things like that. Furniture we already have as half tone. And then I would just go and say, okay, create template from this current one. And then I would just say, final floor plan. Okay, so there you go. And that's done. This one has it an 8. And I know my floor plans are going to be 1 to 16 if that was the case. So hit OK. Now I can go and put a template here that's called final floor plan. So that's it. Any other problem, I go here. Let's go ahead and apply that one, final floor plan, and then you get all the stuff. But I don't have a second floor. But you can see automatically how the sections and all these things is starting like fixed right away. One thing also, if for whatever reason you get so anyway, graphics, if you spend even if it was 30 minutes, just creating the right template, cleaning up, hiding things that you don't want to see and whatnot, then it's worth your time because then all I gotta do is save it as a template. You create template from current view, and then the rest of it you just apply into them. And the nice thing is I can go into all my elevations here, all right, and I can apply that template to all of them all at once. Okay, so that really gives me the ability to apply the templates to all my floor plans. So in that or sections or elevations. So the same thing on this section. If I wanted a sky, for example, here, you go to your graphic display, look at the background over here. It might do gradient color. I usually like to, if you, depending what you're doing, do something light at the ground, and then maybe do lighter on the sky here and hit apply. And there is my sky. Okay. So, and then from there, notice the whole thing. If I turn on my my crop, region right here, I go in here and start doing the same thing on one elevation. You start applying all those things. So you make it look the best that you can. All right. From maybe the levels here, I keep the levels, but I make them half tone, right? Half tone right there. I can go into that level even and just hide the line itself, but I can still see the title. So that would be another thing that I can do. All right. I mean, get him close, make him read well. You know, my grids, of course, would have to be half tone on this one. All right. And then you go from there. All right. And then that's it. And then you can start playing with the intensity of this. And let's say I love this one. That's how I want all of them to look. You know, I'll turn on the shadows. There's nothing to see on the shadows here, but you know, materials, whatever that is. Okay. Apply, create template from current, make it, you know, final elevation. I mean, this, you just got to do it. Take like, you know, a time when you're pretty bored and just make a really good one. And then hit OK. And then I can go to my other elevations right away here, right? And hit apply, right? I can apply the template if I wanted to, or you can go and say templates and make sure you apply the final elevation. Okay, so if I go to this one right here, notice they all have the sky, they all have those settings and so on. Okay, so one thing also that's important that you may want to utilize is that, let's say I'm in the south elevation and I crop my view. Okay, that's my view. If I go to the north, which is the opposite to this side, notice the crop region are different. Okay, like one has more sky than the other.
Yeah.
Like the north has more sky. One thing you can do is you can double click here, select that and hit copy. All right, and then go to your south elevation. Finish that. Go to your south elevation. Click on this again twice. Select everything and delete, and then hit applies. Apply, align to select level. And there you go. You see, it goes, is the same size now. So if I need to put them next to each other, they both have,
They'll line up.
they have the same height and everything. Okay, so that's one way to keep your crop regions all the same. Okay, and it will help you to keep consistency when I go to my sheets. I'll just pick this random sheet for now. Right, I can go to my elevation, north, put it there, right, south, and they measure the same height. Okay, that's because I copy the crop view, and you can only do that in things that are opposite to each other. So in this case, I did south and north. So if I need to do east and west, I will have to do the same thing. Turn this on, right? Find out the right height that I want and whatnot. Double click, select everything, Control C, copy to clipboard, finish, go to the west, turn on, and that's it. So and then delete, and then paste, align to level 1. And what happened? Where did I go? Did I pick the wrong view? It sort of turned it. And so, where did I do? West. I did, hey, east, right? Weird. All right, let me try one more time. Control C. Maybe you can do west. Oh, there you go. Oh, no, that's the one I have. Okay, so Control C. And then this one here, paste, align to select levels. Huh, this one doesn't do it for some reason. Let me paste. It did it, clipboard. Oh, okay, I can do clipboard. All right, weird. Usually it should do it. Okay, so delete that one. Make sure they don't overlap. Come on, okay, no. Tap, there you go, delete. Anyway, that would be the right size, the same as my east elevation. All right, so make sure you can utilize this to crop some of those views. All right, another thing that I needed to talk to you guys, if remember that anything that comes from you know, Enscape or whatever, we're gonna have, and I think I mentioned it to you, it has to come through the insert, right? Image, and you bring it in. Okay, so don't forget about that. That's how you have to do it. You know, pick whatever you want. All right, and then bring it into whatever sheet. Okay, so I'm not doing it on the sheet. Sorry. Yeah, so insert image, and even if you wanted it like a background, you know, you can do it this way. All right, And so if I pick just that, so there's the guy, right, that I can put in here, you know, bring to front, bring to back or whatnot. All right. So depending on what you have, okay, in this case, I can bring those images right into Revit. If you wanted a background on the sheet, let's say, I mean, if you really wanted to get creative and you wanted it, then I would go into the sheet itself, right, and I would insert an image here because that's what it would do, you know, put it on the whole sheet. Okay. So let's see. I don't know what this is. Uh, yeah, don't quote me or whatever. All right. So and notice right here is actually vector, right? So it doesn't lose. You know, it keeps a decent. So let's say that was like that. I'll load it into test override. Notice right in there, right? And then I can go and say front, back, and whatnot over here. Or you may have it, okay, on your sheet here. Okay, so when you put these things, right, I can utilize them and say I want this to be on the background, I want it to be on the foreground, and do it as you wish. All right, so that's in regards to your sheet. Uh, all right. Any question in terms of graphics? So sections, pretty straightforward, right? Just go through one, and I'll kind of stop right now. I'll break into rooms, and I'll stop each of you guys and see where you're at. Um, Again, start if you already have something that's done, print it to PDF. Is everybody familiar printing to PDF?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if not, download QPDF. The QPDF driver allows you to do it. You can do it with Adobe, of course, but if you don't have Adobe Pro or something like that, then just download QPDF, and that would allow you to print those things out. Uh, so that would be one of the things. And then let's see what else here. All right, on your site plan, okay, let's talk a little bit about the site plan. What are some of the things that we need to do on the site plan? Okay, what the biggest thing is, try to keep everything, you know, like I said, not super dark color, like really pastel. Okay, so things don't really overwhelm your sheet, and so that's the key. Now let me give you the colors here, and then let me create the groups, and then I'm gonna stop by. I know some of you guys have created some appointments. I need to see Albany really quick, and then I'll, you know, Ackerman is gonna join us in right in a minute, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so let's create rooms here, and then, oh,
Ernesto.
sorry guys, I put you guys automatically on the rooms instead of manually, so I need to redo it again. Um, Rooms again. Okay, break rooms. That's crazy that it doesn't let me close everybody's. All right. I'm gonna re-put. I wanna remake the groups. Something happened here. Um,
Do you know of any way to get a good quality Revit family for a street light?
it depends. We need to find a. We had. I mean, you can look at the past years. We have some ones that were really good. I don't know what kind of street light. There's many different ones. Which one do you have on your proposal?
Well, we were going to use like the Chicago one.
Okay.
But I don't have access to the previous project.
You don't?
No, because I'm on my computer here at home.
Okay. All right, give me a second here. I'm just gonna assign people to rooms and then we can talk about this.
Okay.
Mm. The one that shows everything. So now if I do this thing here, move this to the side so it doesn't look, okay. So notice that if I go TL here, I don't see the actual beam, right? Notice it's just a line. Here, when I do TL, which is line weight, that's how it's gonna print. So on the wall, that looks a little bit weird, okay? So that may not be the case of what I want. So one thing you can do is you can open that family, because by default, what happens on the family, and like I said, here I'm just kind of talking about really detailed graphics overrides. More, notice that when I select this, okay, there, and I go here where it says visibility, okay, when I click here, notice what it says. When you're, don't show the beam and coarse